You know, the Illinois economy is twice the size of any of its neighbors. The state alone has more than $581 billion in annual output.
While most of assets are located in Chicago, there are several other key players in the parts of the state. One of those is Walter Lewis Fluid Technologies.
And that is where we find Lindsay Boach this morning for part of Manufacturing Week. Good morning, Lindsay.
Yes, good morning, guys. I hope you're having a great morning. We are having a good morning here. We're going to learn a little bit about this company. Right now I'm joined by Director of Operations, Frank Murphy. Just explain a little bit about the history of the company.
Well, as a lot of small businesses kind of start, sometimes they start in a garage. This particular company did start in a garage on Halford Drive back in 1968. The owner, actually, as the company was kind of starting to build, Mr. Giesing Sr. Kind of did a favor for one of his friends to take a look at a boiler. He did it for free, of course, and then somebody else asked him to look at another boiler, and it kept on going from there and building.
And now, what exactly do you guys do here?
We do a lot of things. First of all, we're a full-service water treatment company, so we do everything from we process from scratch, reverse osmosis units. We build water softeners. Most of our business is in the specialty blending of chemicals for boilers and cooling towers. And
this sounds pretty interesting to me, actually. I love science and things like that. How does this benefit people in this community?
You know, we are a green company. There's a lot of children's hospitals, state hospitals, all different types of huge manufacturing places in Quincy and Iowa, Missouri, all of Illinois. And we're into energy savings. So what we do is our products actually decrease the amount of energy that big buildings have to use. So their bills go down, you know, lower, and it's cheaper for them to run their systems. So it's actually a very good thing for the environment.
And now you said you started in a garage. How did you guys get to this expansive place?
Well, you know, we just kind of moved around a little bit. I know that at one point in time we had a place down by the river, probably about a mile and a half south of here. And I think we moved into this facility in maybe, I want to say, the middle 70s, something like that. We've been here ever since. This is a relatively older building outside, and you'll see that, but this building got added later. But we've been here now for a number of years, decades now.
And now we are in the front entrance. We're going to be moving back further into the building. Can you give people a little tease of what we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, we're going to be walking through mostly the shop and the plant, and you're going to kind of get an inside look. We actually don't allow anybody inside our facility ever, so you guys are actually the first people allowed in to the, like, as far as the public is concerned. Sometimes we have ocean, you know, places like that to come in and take a look at our facility, but you guys are the first really to take a look at it.
Well, thank you for having us. I'm excited about it. We have plenty more to come today. It's day 2 of Manufacturing Week, and we are here at Walter Lewis Fluid Technologies.
Yeah, kind of a scoop.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Exciting, all right. Thank you so much for that, Lindsay. Now,
we have moved to the plant of Walter Lewis Fluid Technology, and take a look at this. This is a 330-gallon tub of bleach. We're going to find out what they use that for coming up next.
we're learning about different manufacturing businesses in the area this week.
We sure are, and yesterday we talked about refreshment services Pepsi. Today we're changing our tune to Walter Lewis Fluid Technologies.
That's where Lindsay Boach is this morning as part of Manufacturing Week. Good morning, Lindsay.
Yes, good morning, guys. We moved, like I said, to the plant part of the building. A lot of different tubs around. I showed you the 330-gallon tub, which is a lot of bleach. I was told not to dip my head in it if I was in the mood to change my hair color, which I'm not, but I was told not to do that by Frank Murphy, who is the Director of Operations. A lot of stuff going on in here. Explain a little bit about what you guys have here.
Okay. Well, imagine your children's hospital and your energy system is scaling up a little bit, and you need some product to kind of control that scaling. Essentially what we do is we bring in raw materials, such as these dry materials, some of these wet materials, and what we do is we blend them together to kind of bring together a product. So what's happening is we're taking different types of ingredients, we're blending them together in big tanks, they're swirling around, and once we get that thing done, that product done, it goes through a quality control process in which we're testing to make sure it's a very good quality product before we send it out. So they're mostly for energy systems.
What does scaling mean?
Scaling means it's kind of like, have you ever seen maybe like a kitchen sink that over time doesn't get clean and you get that white buildup on your kitchen sink? That's pretty much scaling. And you can imagine cooling towers and boilers really can scale up if they don't have good quality product in there.
And I see ammonium sulfate. What other types of dry ingredients do you have here?
We have everything from really non-hazardous chemicals like sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda. We've got anything from like polymers, wastewater treatment chemicals, things like that. So we're not just a chemical company, we're a full service water treatment. So we also build water purification apparatuses as well. But yeah, I mean, we do everything from dry to wet and just everything under the sun, biocides even.
And now what is this all behind us? This looks kind of fancy.
Yeah, back here we've got, this is called our mixing deck. And if you were to walk up on top of this deck, we've got different types of mixing vessels. So we've got eductor mixing vessels, triple agitation vessels. All of the product goes into those vessels, gets swirled around. We check for the good consistency and the high quality since we're approaching an ISO certification. And then once it's quality controlled, it goes out on our trucks and we send it to the customer, and we do all of our own service, much unlike some companies that they just throw the product on the doorstep and walk away. We actually go in there and pump it in there for them, so the customer never has to touch anything.
Now, our customers, are they businesses? Are they individual residents? Who do you guys serve?
We are, I would say, 98 to 99% industrial. So we have a lot of manufacturers in Quincy, large manufacturers in Quincy. We have state contracts. We have everything from prisons to state hospitals to highway patrol facilities. I would say hundreds of different styles of buildings, large, small, and everything in between, really.
And all over the state, not just in the area?
Yeah, all over Illinois, Missouri, Iowa. We've got a few customers in Arkansas. We've done overseas things in the Middle East. We've done huge contracts for the Navy. Really, we can go anywhere in the world, truthfully.
Awesome, and there's plenty more to see, plenty more to talk about, and we're going to do that coming up a little bit later on in the show.
Hey, Linz,
Yes.
be careful with that bleach in your black jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
We
I
don't want
will.
you coming back looking like Pepe Le Pew or something.
Yeah, I don't want that.
6:13.
We have moved into the shop of Walter Lewis Fluid Technologies, where they do various things here. We're going to find out what it is they do here coming up next.
Manufacturing is such a huge part of our area's economy. There are so many businesses in the area that you might drive by every day and not even know what they do.
One of those is Walter Lewis Fluid Technologies, and that's where Lindsay Boches this morning as part of Manufacturing Week. Good morning, Lindsay.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Yeah, we're here on South 5th Street. This facility, I've driven by it a few times and didn't even realize it was here, let alone what they did, until I started doing a little research, and it's absolutely fascinating. A lot of stuff that they do here that I probably wouldn't even think that you need it done, I guess, is a way to put it. I'm joined right now by Frank Murphy. He's the Director of Operations here. What are some of those things that this company does?
Well, since now we're in the shop at this point, and we very recently had a company ask us to soften their water. So their water was hard, meaning it was scaling up some of their systems, so they needed a water softener. So and this is not a small water softener that you buy at like a small retail shop. This is a large water softener where you've got huge tanks. And so what we do is we take a look at their system, we find out exactly what they want, and we do all of our own research and development, and our engineer goes in and draws up all the plans. So in this space right here, we'll construct from scratch a water softener. And then we also build things like reverse osmosis units as well.
And now what are these tube-like things behind us?
Those right there are actually DI bottles. DI stands for deionized. And what we do is we take normal water that's just coming out of the city, and we drive them through our systems here, and we actually strip the ions out of the water, so it actually makes for better than bottled water quality.
And who does that go to?
That goes to any kind of system, anywhere from a car wash. You know, have you ever gone to a car wash and seen a spot-free rinse? That actually spot-free rinse has no dissolved solids in it, so it's totally, it won't leave any residue on your car. That's one application. There's dozens of applications, but that would be one.
Why is this business so important to have in Quincy?
It's really important to have in Quincy because everybody needs an energy, kind of green energy type of company in their area. And we're actually strategically located in the Tri-State area. So we take care of Iowa, Missouri, Illinois. And it's just a really good small business to have where we can generate job growth, and we can kind of stimulate the economy, and everybody wants to lower energy bills. So that's a pretty good.
And if somebody is looking to get a job here, what should they study in school?
They can study anything from business management to psychology to chemistry to chemical engineering, electrical engineering, and we even have entry-level data entry-level positions. If you like testing water and you like lab stuff, if you like biology, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, any of those types of things, but even truck drivers, so it's all around.
And what is your favorite part about working here at this company?
My favorite part, truthfully, is in the operation sector here. I love my coworkers, and we all get along pretty well. And it's a very laid-back atmosphere in which there's never any major fires to put out. It's just kind of a, we kind of do the grind each day, but it's for the betterment of the Tri-State area. So it's just a fun place to work.
Well, thank you very much for opening your doors and letting us come here. For day 2 of Manufacturing Week, we have plenty more this week coming up, so you don't want to miss it. We're taking a look at all of these places in the Tri-States that do things that you might not know they do. You've driven by them 1,000 times. Maybe you know a few people who work there. We're taking a closer look at those places this week.
I remember several years ago we did a segment called Made in the Tri-States every week, and I did that for several years. And it was truly fascinating to go into these places that you knew nothing about and saw how things were made.
And I studied organic chemistry in college, and I was always excited when there was a fire to put out. I mean, I usually didn't get a good grade, but it was more enjoyable.
A little bit of excitement never hurts the classroom.
Exactly. It's safe.
It was safe.